Hey there, brothers and sisters. It's Vessel of Truth here, Jay from Virginia for the new people. I just figured I'd make a short video for you all to let y'all know I'm still alive and kicking. Sorry I haven't put any new videos up. It's just been totally hectic here lately with work and messing with vehicles again. Nothing major this time. It's just the door switch, I'm thinking, for my windows and my truck is messed up. And of course, the window would get stuck down, and it was pouring rain, so it was quite aggravating. But go and pick up a switch today. Hopefully, I pray in Yahuwah's name that that is the problem. It's just a quick fix. But you never know anymore. The enemy is definitely, he's putting in overtime, let's put it that way. About every single person I have talked to is experiencing something going on. And I mean, some things it's like right out of the blue, like, my vehicle, everything worked fine, and then all of a sudden, nope. um, so, he's just trying to wear us down, is basically what he's trying to do. The word tells us that, he will do his best to wear the saints out. And I don't care what he pulls, no matter what, I'll keep on fighting. And I know you all will too. Especially seeing as how we have yet to start taking the biggest punches of the enemy. I pray that wherever you're at, you're having a nice day. Actually, nice and cool here. I guess fall is definitely setting in. But want to tell you about, I plan on doing a vehicle a little bit later on today. Be after I get off work and everything. Probably going to cover the bitter cup is what I'm wanting to cover. The parallels and the lesson that most people have yet to see about what most people will call the time of weakness that Christ had in the Garden of Gethsemane. But you'll find out that it was not a weakness. It all has to do with, that which the Father had to have done in the redemption process. Because not only are we bound by the law, having to keep the law, so does the Father. And it's one of the things I wanted to do is, to bring out more and more stories that people know about, but yet have never related them to where they come from in the Torah. Because if you're not reading the Old Testament, you're missing out on lots of truth and more background as to why things are the way they are. I mean, it's a legitimate truth that there is no way you can pick up a book, no matter what book it is, and understand what the whole book is about by reading the last quarter of the book. I mean, you've got to go and read the first 3 quarters of the book to understand the last quarter. But for some reason, the fat cat, 4-wall church preachers and all that, they just always give you their little sermonettes out of the New Testament. And if they do happen to give you a sermon from the Old Testament, it's always one of the big stories, like the flood, or the 3 men in the fire, or Daniel in the lion's den. Never anything of any substance, that bears credence to today's day, in life. Really aggravates me, that you have all these people out there, claiming to be children of the Father, but don't have a clue about the true walk of one of his children, because they don't even bother to keep the law, because in their mind it was nailed to the cross. You don't have to no more. All you have to do is believe. But yet, even in James, you have all the words about faith without works is dead, and then even in John chapter 3, where they get this the famous verse John 3:16, but yet nobody reads below it saying, hey, it's your works that get reproved. It's your faith that gets you in the running to receive the free gift of salvation. So, I just pray to continue to speak the truth according to the will of the Father, that no matter what he wants brought forward, I'm going to give it my all in all to you and everyone else to understand, put it in the simplest form that I know, so you can understand. There is so much going on. But of course, they're still doing what they're doing, causing the horrendous weather, the earthquakes, you name it, it's going on. I pray that everybody in this community would at least take even 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and just right where you're at, pray for the hurting people around the world. You might not know them, but they are still our brothers and our sisters. And there are people everywhere, not just in the United States, but around the world. Um, Everywhere in this realm, that due to what the elites are doing, they have lost everything. Not only have people lost, members of their family or friends, that have passed away due to these events that they're causing, the volcano eruptions, the weather, flooding, mudslides, earthquakes, you name it, it is hitting everyone. And, whenever you really, really look into it, man, there's thousands of people missing, um, millions of people, just have lost everything that they had. Not only their homes, but all their possessions, their vehicles. I mean, everything. Um, it's almost like, everything that they ever had in the world was just wiped off the face of this earth, and they have to start over anew. And, most people don't have the ability to do that. I know I couldn't. Um, it would really take the Father, to get me through something like that. So, even though, like me, I'm having hard times with, bills and so on and so forth, but, you know, there are people out there far worse off than we ever thought about. At least, I still have a roof over my head. I've got food to eat. Um, got transportation. Uh, Window might not work right now, but hey, I still got transportation. So, I mean, always look at the positive, because, I mean, it's just a easy thing to just look around and to find someone way worse than you. Um, we are truly, truly, truly blessed here in the United States. Yeah, our freedoms are being took left and right. Yeah, I agree. But we're still way more free here than places like China, Taiwan, Korea. Um, and we should be thankful for it. And, you would think that the very sight of our freedoms being stole from us from a scary story would get the attention of people, but for some reason it's had no effect because of the fluoride treatments, the pharmaceuticals, and the education process, or should I say indoctrination process. They've got quite the hold on, I dare say, over 95% of this whole earth. And things are coming down the pike that truly going to separate the men from the boys. Um, People are actually going to put their money where their mouth is and prove what they're saying, um, because they're going to have to take a stand. The the days of willfully being ignorant or ignoring things that's going on. I've said it in another video. I mean, those days are about up. I told you, the powers that be are going to force everyone to the point to where they make a choice, and then they're going to see if you're going to follow your choice. And I pray and ask that you ought to be praying for the strength of the saints, because what will be coming upon the earth is going to be very dark, very evil, unlike anything that we have seen before. And many will buckle under the pressure. Some of the things that's coming down the pike don't even seem to be fair, but all's fair in this war. So I pray that everybody be working their relationship with the Father, drawing as close to Him as possible. Um, Cast your cares upon Him. Don't get caught up into the things of life. I was guilty of it. Yesterday my patience were tied yesterday. I was livid over, a stupid window switch. I admit it. It got the best of me because it just irritated me. Pouring down rain, raining cats and dogs, windy, and here I am, can't get my window up. I was looking on the internet to try to find wiring diagrams where I could just, uh, force the window up by just running the motor myself. Well, I never could find a wiring diagram. They showed me everything else but what I needed to know. And so it weighed on me a lot. And finally, I just put a garbage bag over it and I called it a day, man. I got cleaned up and I went to bed. I said, to heck with it. I've had enough for today. Um, but I'm feeling much better today. And, I had to repent about it because, hey, I'm human. And the wrath of man works not the righteousness of Yahuwah. And, hey, I proved it. So I just pray that, I do have a switch that I've got to pick up today. And I pray that, that is the fix. But, I had to repent because I was angry and I let it get to me. And, so I'm sure the enemy had a good laugh at me. So I'm just here to tell you, hey, I'm just like one of you all. I'm just a servant of Yahuwah, and I'm not perfect by any stretch. you get a whole lot of things, dumping on you at one time, sooner or later, everybody's got a breaking point. So I just want to tell you all, I love you, and I am going to be putting up a video later on today. I'm going to try to see to get it up at least, by this evening, that way everybody can possibly get a view of it. But I think it'd be good for everybody to hear and to learn if you didn't know this. Uh, but until later on, I thank you all, and I ask you to be praying for all of our brothers and sisters that are in worse shape than we ever thought about being. Lift them up. Let the Father, minister to them. And I just pray that you yourselves are working your relationship, reading, studying, praying, and just doing all that you can do to be separate from the world. But until later on, I love you, and Yahuwah bless you and keep you always.